Hello everyone. I'm going to talk about something that I don't really know anything about, but sometimes I just notice things, and I'm not an expert, in finance or banking or anything like that, but some things a lot of things don't make sense, and I wonder about it. And then I just sort of gleaned some main ideas. So I don't know if you remember this, but listen to Ron Paul asking Bernanke if gold is money, okay? Watch this.
Very quickly, if you could answer another question, because I'm curious about this. You know, the price of gold today is $1,580. The dollar during these last 3 years was devalued almost 50%. When you wake up in the morning, do you care about the price of gold?
Well, I pay attention to the price of gold, but I think it reflects a lot of things. It reflects global uncertainties. I think the reason people hold gold is as a protection against what we call tail risk, really, really bad outcomes. And to the extent that the last few years have made people more worried about the potential of a major crisis, then they have gold as a protection.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
It's not money. Even if it has been money
metal.
for 6,000 years, somebody reversed that and eliminated that economic law.
Well, it's an asset. I mean, it's the same. Would you say Treasury bills are money? I don't think they're money either, but they're a financial
why do
asset.
central banks hold it?
Well, it's a form of reserves.
Why don't they hold diamonds?
Well, it's tradition, long-term tradition.
Some people still think it's money. I yield back. My time is up. Thank you.
Okay, so why do central banks hold money? And so they have been holding money since 2007, more and more and more. And that video that you just saw was from July 13th, 2011. And what I've noticed now, because I've read some different things, is that there's this bank called the Bank of International Settlements, and it's based in Basel. And if they reclassify gold as a Tier 1 asset, then the price of gold could go up, governments will want more and more of it, and it could even be confiscated from people. So I just want to show you, here is the Bank for International Settlements from Wikipedia, and the Bank for International Settlements. All right. So that is an interesting bank, and you can go to Wikipedia and have a look at it and all of its history and everything. And it's between 1933 and 1945, the board of directors of the Bank of International Settlements included Walter Funk, a prominent Nazi official. They were and Emil Pohl, who were both convicted at the Nuremberg trials. So they held bank deposits for the Gestapo and allegations that they helped the Germans loot assets. Wonder if anything's changed. Well, now I thought this was interesting because here is a bank photo. This is in Basel, and I've been to Basel many times. I'm sure I took a picture of this bank and I went, wow, that's cool architecture. But, you know, I don't know anything about money or finance. But I have to say that I did invest in a few gold coins because someone told me to, and I love beautiful things. I love fine art, I love fine architecture, and I like stuff that has value. My heart told me that gold is something special. And here's another one. I absolutely took a picture of that. I remember it because I walked around Basel hour after hour after hour when I was visiting a friend there. So now something interesting down here is that here's Tier 1, what they describe as a Tier 1 asset. And it seems that the Bank of International Settlements is going to classify gold as a Tier 1 asset soon, if it hasn't already. I don't know if that's been announced or not. So here we go. Since 2004, the Bank of International Settlements has published its accounts in terms of special drawing rights, replacing the gold franc as the bank's unit of account. So special drawing rights, whatever that means. And it includes 150 tons of fine gold. I'm sure they are adding to that. And in case you don't know, so many banks, India, China, Germany now is asking for their gold back from the Federal Reserve in New York. So a lot of things are happening with money and gold and things shifting around. All right, here's an article from the Washington's blog. I don't know what this is. I looked up this Bank of International Settlements Gold Tier 1. I looked that up and a bunch of sites came up, and I just picked this one to show you. So this is proposals from the Bank of International Settlements would reclassify gold as a Tier 1 asset. So this is coming up, and this article is from, I don't know, the date, I think it's recent. So if you're inclined to study finance and banking and gold and what's happening with money, then look at that. Here's one from MineWeb. Oh no, not that. MineWeb. Oh, it disappeared. Well, okay, I had something from MineWeb, never mind, but it was also about, okay, here it is. All right, so this is a long article from MineWeb about bank demand for gold to become increasingly dominant, October 24th. Okay, and down here at the end, it says Russia and China are buying the local gold production into reserves. So gold is on the uptrend more and more. And then, while confiscation of citizens' gold will be a last-ditch measure, we are of the opinion that central banks and governments will not wait for desperate times, but will act ahead of them to avoid the desperation. So, it may even be that when they see the free market supplies dry up, that they will feel they have no option but to confiscate their citizens' gold. The time is closer than you think. So even people are buying silver like mad, and it's a good idea if you get some confiscation. Here's the history of confiscation from before. And then I just want to show you this. Recently, okay, here's the title right here, list of countries not using the petrodollar anymore. So that is, you know, the petrodollar, that's the US dollar. And here is the list of countries. I was going to look, I have a list of my own because I've been noticing it on the news, but this guy, Bob Smith, he did a lot of research, and just look at this. All these people recently, all these countries recently have stopped dealing in the US dollar. Now that's got to mean something. So all these countries, China, Russia, China, Brazil, China has basically stopped. Chiang Mai, all these countries. Okay, the ASEAN countries, Japan, China, Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Burma, Brunei, and Laos, not using the US dollar. China and South Korea, China, Thailand, China, Malaysia, these are all articles that you can look up where they made a pact and a decision not to use the US dollar. I would get some silver and gold if you can. Just China, Turkey, China, Chile, China, Argentina, China and Iceland, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, China, Iran and gold, China and Cuba. So maybe there will be a collapse. Anyway, get prepared. Get prepared. I don't know what this all means, but and I guess that's all I have to say. And feel rich. That's the most important thing. Have quality around you. And don't buy every little crappy thing, cheap thing from Walmart to make you feel good. Buy a silver coin now for Christmas presents for people. And or some seeds, some heirloom seeds, or some silver, or some kind of food, or something, a tool, something useful and valuable, and not just some trinket. All right, I think that's a good idea. Okay, well, God bless everyone, and feel wealth in your heart, because you already are wealthy, and when you appreciate and see the value in everything that you have around you, and have that feeling, that's when it grows, because everything in our mind expands. So we have to keep the good things and have the good feeling. And the language of the universe is feeling. Feeling thankful, grateful, and joyful. And you know that exciting feeling like you just got some really good news? If you can create that in yourself, you become a master of your own life. Okay, God, that's what God gave us. Okay, so God bless you, and may God teach you to use the tools and powers that you were given at birth, just like Napoleon Hill said, because that is the key to everything. Okay, God bless everyone. Bye for now.